Welcome to something a little different. I know this isn't Super Mario Odyssey or Wind Waker. Instead, I'm going to be doing a long play, I guess you could call it. Well, this game isn't that long, but a full playthrough of Mega Man X. So let's just change my controls here. Yeah, I like playing with L as dash and A and B as jump and attack respectively because I started off with the Mega Man Zero series. And in that series of games, you don't have that many buttons, so you were kind of stuck using dash with, what was it? L. Yes, that is correct. And this is a game I have quite a bit of history with, or rather, a game that I've played a lot. I guess I don't really have much history with it. It's not like it's marked a huge gaming moment in my life or anything like that. It's just a really fun game that I like to play. Although, I do prefer Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, the remake for the PSP. Just because it adds some story stuff. The voice acting is phenomenal in that game. I really love Mark Gatha's X, especially near the end of the game. Speaking of dialogue, actually, I'm not going to be letting it pass for the most part. I'm going to be skipping through a lot of it. I guess just because I want to get this done really quickly. I kind of don't want this to be any more than an hour and a half, which I think I can do. I will be getting all of the heart tanks, all of the special weapons, of course. You kind of have to do that with Mega Man. Or at least I think you have to. You're not playing it right unless you either go after nothing or go after everything. And in this game, going after nothing is quite the chore. Because in terms of Mega Man's moveset, or X's moveset rather, he has his jump, he has a charge shot, 2 levels of charge actually, the green one which is a level 1 charge, and then the big blue one which is the level 2 charge. And then the regular lemons that he can shoot out, of course. Very reminiscent of the original Mega Man from 4 onwards, except, of course, that Mega Man had a slide, and we don't have anything like that. We will be getting something like that, but not right now. Okay, first off, let's finish off the intro stage by killing a bunch of these car dudes. They can hurt you while you're still, you know, riding on them, or rather when they're still moving they can hurt you, but once you destroy the car enough they'll stop and then explode on their own after a little while, or you can just let them go off screen. I think once the enemy is gone then it doesn't matter what you do to it. First boss of the game, Vile, and this is something I'll just lose on my own, so kill me. I'll just turn my audio down while I'm waiting for this because it is quite loud, and that the charge shot sound is kind of annoying. This is the game where I first think it started to get annoying, although in Maverick Hunter X it is so much worse. Luckily, when I'm playing video games I don't listen to the audio of them very much while I'm in the middle of them. It's just something I don't do. I listen to a podcast or a Let's Play in the background. Either way, here's Zero. You might have seen him using a couple of abilities. He had a dash, and he was able to use the charge shot. In Maverick Hunter X, that charge shot is a bit different. It's a lot bigger, and it's red. Kind of looks like X's fully charged shot, except better. We'll get more into that as time goes on, but first things first, gotta go after the dash upgrade because this game is kind of impossible without it. Well, it's not impossible, it's just there's a lot of BS if you don't go after the dash first. That is something I kind of don't like about the game, and I think Maverick Hunter X might have changed that a little bit to where if you decide to use, or if you decide to like pick a different stage first, then you're not as penalized for not having the dash. And the dash also isn't mandatory in that version of the game. It's in a different stage, and it's kind of out of the way. You need to, well, you don't need to know that it's there, but you need to actually explore to find it, unlike here. where if you just go through Chill Penguin stage, you're gonna get it. Up here, way at the top, well not way at the top, but along this wall I believe, that's where one of the upgrades was in Maverick Hunter X. I think it was the head upgrade. I guess I didn't really explain what the upgrades are. Basically, as you progress through the game, you can find a bunch of different capsules like this one, although they won't be as in your face as this one is. But once you step into them, you will receive an upgrade, and each upgrade pertains to a different part of X's body. There's the torso, the head, the arms, and the legs. This one is the legs part, and it gives us the ability to dash. The one I was describing earlier, well, the location of the one I was describing earlier, that is in Maverick Hunter X, that one is instead the head part, as I recall. But now that we have the dash, oh my, whew, things are going to get a little more interesting, a little faster, a little more fun. I wish X kind of started with the dash in this game. It would make picking any stage besides Chill Penguins first a lot more viable. And it could also change what the parts do, I suppose. Maybe something kind of lame like just having the ability to break blocks with the leg parts or something. Because that's also an effect that you can do with the legs that they don't tell you. You can break blocks with them. And that's kind of lame. It takes up 2, well not really takes up 2 because the leg upgrade does actually give you the dash, but the head upgrade also allows you to break blocks, and that's a pretty lame upgrade. I kind of don't like the actual upgrades that this armor gives you. I much prefer later armors, although the design of this armor is probably my favorite in all of the games. Probably because the 3D models that they use for it in what were they? Maverick Hunter X and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I don't own Marvel vs. Capcom, but I do have people that I know that have it. And whenever I've played it, I've played as X because it's X. I'm gonna play as the Mega Man characters. And I played as Zero for 2 games straight now, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so gotta play as X now. Oh, by the way, Chill Penguin. He's a boss. A very simple boss, except kind of getting destroyed right now. Hopefully I don't die. He's, I think, no, he's not the only boss, but he's one of the 2 bosses that can get stunned by your regular, like, charge shots. You don't need to use their special weapons that they're weak to or anything like that. Pretty easy. And that's the end of Chill Penguin. As with previous Mega Man games, once you've beaten a boss, you also get their weapon, or at least a weapon similar to something they wield. We get the Shotgun Ice, and I don't really care for showing what the items do, so I'm just gonna head on to the next stage. I'm not going explicitly in weakness order for this run either. The reason I'm going after Storm Eagle right now is because he has an upgrade that I want. So I'm just gonna kind of, not really sequence break, just do things in an unintended order. Although it is pretty commonplace to see people go after Storm Eagle right after Chill Penguin. Those enemies, these guys, really annoying. You need to use at least a level 1 charge shot to kill them when they actually grab you. Before that, just shoot some lemons at them and that'll do the job. That right there that I just picked up is a heart tank. Heart tanks increase your maximum health, as you know. Well, as you might have seen if you paid attention, X's health is not that large. He has a pretty tiny health bar in this game. The reason they added all these upgrades and, you know, heart tanks and sub-tanks, which we'll find in this stage as we stand on this platform, light it up, and then break through this area right here. Oh, I totally missed. Well, either way, as I was saying, the reason that they added all these things, here's a sub-tank right here by the way, is because I think Capcom wanted the X games to feel a bit more like RPGs in that you get actual upgrades to your character and you can see them growing stronger as the game progresses. And I enjoy it to a certain extent. Sometimes in games you might have to replay the entire stage in order to get just one upgrade that you couldn't get because you needed to beat the stage in order to get that upgrade in the first place. Looking at X5, kind of annoying, but I don't really mind it in X games. I'm not the biggest, I guess, detractor? Nah, I don't know what the word is, but I'm not as against backtracking as other people might be. But I will admit that it is kind of annoying that you have to do all that stuff. Break through this wall here by hitting it a bunch, and we find another light capsule. This one contains probably the worst head upgrade in all of Mega Man, or Mega Man X. The break blocks with your head upgrade. We Mario now. Now you just jump underneath some blocks and they're destroyed. That's it. That's all it does. Just gonna show off real fast that you can kick at these blocks to destroy them, as I said. Let's continue on. This is one of the few stages, if not the only stage in this game, that has all three upgrades. There's a heart tank here, there's the sub tank, as I got earlier, and there's a light capsule. And those are the only three types of upgrades in this game, besides obviously the Robot Master weapons. But, sub tanks, I guess I should discuss what those do. They are essentially like E-tanks from the original Mega Man games, except they're reusable. So when you're at full health, if you grab a little like health pellet that the enemy drops, it'll go into your sub-tanks. And then once you have enough energy in your sub-tank, you can use it, and it will refill your health. Sadly though, no matter how much health you need to refill, you're always going to use the entirety of the sub-tank. They do fix that in later games where you only need to, or where you only fill up as much as you need, which is pretty nice, but this game, until like X, I think until the Zero series, that's when they decide to change it to only filling what you need. Storm Eagle, pretty simple boss if you have the dash upgrade. If you don't, he has a couple attacks like this Storm Tornado here, and he also has a Gust of Wind attack where he pushes you back. Don't have the dash upgrade, you're not surviving those. You will get blown off the stage, lose a life, and have to restart the boss. Which, kinda lame. Shouldn't need the dash upgrades in my eyes. But oh well. He also spits out his babies at you, which is kinda messed up, man. I guess I could get into the story as well of these games. X is a super advanced robot built by Dr. Light. He was sealed away for what was supposed to be 30 years because, well, there's a couple of canons, I guess you could say. In Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, Dr. Light thought that X was too advanced for the world, I think. And in the original, he just wanted to make sure that X was going to be a good person. So he sealed him away to do a bunch of diagnostic tests or something like that. Hopefully I said that right. Maverick Hunter X, he was sealed away because the world wasn't ready. In original X, sealed away to do tests to make sure that he was a good person. Okay. And after he was found by a doctor named Dr. Kane, or professor named Dr. Kane, something like that, researcher, I don't know, he was found. And Dr. Kane realized how advanced he was, so he reverse engineered X and made him, or rather made copies of him, which had the same properties as X, like they could learn, or they could think for themselves, you know, that kind of deal. Here's the third light capsule, by the way. That is a very difficult item, or not item, a very difficult obstacle to get through. These blocks here, super annoying. You need the dash upgrade and the helmet upgrade in order to get up here, by the way. And now we have the arm upgrade. Now we get a third level of charge, and we can shoot off this big spiraling shot. We can also charge up our Maverick weapons, which is pretty neat. Anyway, back to what I was saying, whatever it was. Oh yes, okay, so these creations that Dr. Kane built that were reminiscent of X, they were dubbed Reploids, basically replicant androids. And some of them kind of went haywire. They became what was known as Mavericks. So there needed to be a force, I guess you could say, a police force, in order to stop Maverick outbreaks, and thus the Maverick Hunters came to be, and X is one of those Maverick Hunters. Some of the bosses that you're fighting were also Maverick Hunters, like Chill Penguin and Storm Eagle, in an anime that was included with Maverick Hunter X. You could see X hanging out with some of the other Maverick Hunters, or rather, you could see them on screen. I don't think X hangs with many of them. But, that's pretty much the deal in this game. This was another stage with a sub-tank, a heart tank, and a light capsule, by the way. So I guess I was wrong in saying that Storm Eagles was the only one. The charge shot level 3 is pretty powerful, but another sort of gripe that I have with this game is that it's actually a third level of charge, and that is kind of the deal with a bunch of later X games as well, at least until X4. Rather than changing your second level charge shot, instead adds a third level, which means that charging up special weapons takes even longer, and well, that's pretty much the only drawback. In X2 and X3, I think the charge shot changes so that rather than a third level of charge, you instead store another shot in your buster. So, like, how should I put it? Like, if you get to charge level 1, you shoot the green thing. Charge level 2, you shoot the blue thing. At charge level 3, you could shoot a blue thing followed by a green thing. And then at charge level 4, you shoot a blue thing followed by a blue thing. And in, like, not Maverick Hunter X, in X3, you could combine the shots for a super huge screen clearing shot type deal. Well, it's not really screen clearing, but it takes up a big amount of the screen. That was Flame Mammoth. Very easy. His weakness is the Storm Tornado, and that's pretty much his deal. And now we get the Flame... I forget the name of it, but we're going to be going back to Chill Penguin stage in order to use it because we missed a heart tank in here. Every stage has a heart tank, so make sure you're looking out for those on your proverbial checklist. As you can see, I'm not really caring for myself taking damage, because I pretty much know that a lot of enemies are going to be dropping health when I do defeat them, like just then. I'm kind of gung-ho, especially when it comes to Maverick Hunter X. Because they start you off with so little health, the enemies don't really do that much damage. Therefore, once you do actually get more health and the body upgrade, which increases your defense, you're kind of invincible. You also have the sub-tanks to rely on, and there's certain abilities that can either give you a shield or straight up make you invincible. So, X is kind of overpowered. I kind of like that though. I like being able to blaze through all of my enemies. Like, that's one thing that I like about Zelda 1, which is another game I let's played. That Link, once you got a bunch of upgrades for him, he was a powerhouse. And you could do it all before, like, the first stage, or the first level of the game, the first dungeon, whatever you want to call it. Let's use the Flame Mammoth ability, whatever the name of it is, to destroy one of these little igloo things, because we can't take the big mech up here. And we can just exit the stage, so let's do that. The name of the weapon is Fire Wave, as I just saw there. The game also uses a password system, which is kinda eh. I don't really mind it, because I'm playing on my mini SNES right now and I can just save a state if I have to. But you have to memorize the password if you're playing on any other system. Well, except I think the X Collection for, I think it was PlayStation, Xbox, and GameCube, it had 1 through 6, and that had its own, like, saving feature type dealio. You know, I should start using some of these special weapons. Let's use the Storm Tornado. It is pretty powerful, and it could go through walls and such, including the shields of those not Sniper Joes. I don't recall what the names of those guys are. Let's see here. This area right here. You don't want to touch the lasers, because if you do, there will be a shot, or a laser shot at you, rather, from those, I guess, sentry bots. And they kind of hurt. These turtle robots sure can take a beating. I kind of, well, not really struggling for things to talk about. I know what I want to talk about, but I'm kind of thinking, like, should I talk about that? I was going to talk about, like, the verticality of some of these levels, and also the fact that X has a wall jump. How did I forget to say that? That's one of his base abilities in this game, and in pretty much every X game, and every Mega Man game to follow Mega Man X. You can wall jump, which means you can have a lot more verticality in your levels, which is pretty neat. The wall jump is kind of cool, although I like it more in later games because of the way the dash works in this game. In order to perform a dash jump, you need to press the button just before you're about to jump and then jump. Same with when you're on a wall. You need to press the dash button while still clinging onto the wall, and then press the jump button. The timing can be pretty tricky to get down. I know first time I was playing the game, and a long time until like a few playthroughs of Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, I didn't have the wall jumping down, or the dash wall jumping down rather. But now I got it. Let's see here. This heart tank I think you can get with both the weapon that you're getting in this stage, and also with Chill Penguin's weapon. If you use the level 3 charge with it, it creates a little surfboard for you. Or at least the equivalent of a surfboard. And you can ride it. Basically use it as an extra jump while you're in the air. And we're pretty much at the end of the stage. These stages aren't very long. How many stages do we have beat now? Well, how many stages will we have beat once this one is done? This one will be number 4. So kind of halfway through the game already. Technically number 5 if we include the intro stage, and technically less than halfway through the game because we have that final level with a bunch of stages in it. I want to check my sub-tanks really fast. I have one of them that's full, and I think I could get through this boss fight pretty easily. Boomer Kawenger here, renamed Boomerang Kawenger in Maverick Hunter X, is actually a pushover. He's another boss who... oh geez, that did a lot of damage. Just gonna pop one of these real fast. I do not want to be equipped with that. Okay. He's another enemy that gets stunned by just your regular shots. So he's pretty simple to deal with. His weakness is the homing torpedo, which we get from... shoot, what was it? Launch Octopus. Yes, that's who we get it from. Chill Penguin's weakness was the Fire Wave, by the way. And Storm Eagle's is the Chameleon Sting. Chameleon Sting we get from Sting Chameleon in a later stage. This is probably going to be like one of the last stages I do, because you need to have done a couple of stages beforehand in order to actually get everything in that stage. In Mega Man X, they have this mechanic where, depending on how many stages, well not how many, depending on which stages you've beaten previously, other stages will change. Like for example, I had beat Chill Penguin stage, and that meant that when I went to Flame Mammoth stage, it was all icy. And I believe after beating Storm Eagle stage, when you go to Spark Mendril stage here, the power will be out, or rather the power will be fluctuating. If you didn't beat Storm Eagle stage, it would actually be a lot harder. Same with Flame Mammoth stage, because there'd actually be lava, and you wouldn't be able to access one of the heart tanks because of the lava. This stage though, because, as you might have seen from the debris at the beginning, because Storm Eagle's ship has crashed into the power plant here, the power keeps turning on and off, and there would be electric, like, sparks running through the tubes in this stage that could damage you. But they're not here now, and that is very nice. Flame Mammoth's Fire Wave is another pretty powerful weapon. Like this and Storm Tornado are like my go-to weapons for this game. The other weapons are kind of lame, to be honest. Boomerang Kawanger's Boomerang Cutter is just used for retrieving items, in my opinion, and also like killing the actual boss that is weak to it. Oh, let's use Storm Tornado here, I think. Well, I don't think it's his weakness, but it's what I like to use on him. It can get multiple hits if I actually aim it correctly. Because of the lack of electricity again, this boss is actually a lot simpler. Usually when he gets to the top middle, he will connect to it, as he's doing right there, gain some electricity, and then start shooting it down. But because there is no electricity, he can't do that. He loses out on a bunch of his abilities, and he gives me a 1-up. I think this is another darkness section where there are little enemies that provide light slightly. Or not. Never mind. Let me think. I know where the heart tank is. I think it's just past here. At the top of a wall. And you can use either Boomerang Kawanger's weapon to get it, or if you're skilled enough, you can use some dash jumps to get it, like so. That is not an easy jump. I was expecting to take multiple tries with that one, but got it first try. I didn't really practice this game, but when I got my mini SNES for Christmas, I did play Mega Man Maverick Hunter, well, not Maverick Hunter X, just Mega Man X first. Like, that's what I played as soon as I opened the box, because I just like this game. Well, I don't just like this game, I like it a lot. Oh, thank goodness he dropped health. I was kind of worried. The boss fight is coming up, and I'm not worried about the boss himself. He's a pretty easy boss. I just don't have any sub-tanks, so if I do get, you know, pot-shotted, I will die. Luckily, this boss, Spark Mandrill, did coin the term Spark Mandrill Syndrome for a reason. And that reason being, when you use his weapon that he's weak to, or rather the weapon that he's weak to on him, he'll freeze in place and reset his pattern. So, you could just do this. Very simple. Oh, I screwed up the timing. I died. Well, that's what happens when you screw up on that. I don't think this game does the thing that other Mega Man games do, where... no, it does. If you used up some of your weapon energy, it won't come back once you die. Has to be a game over, but I think it will reset after you beat a stage, so that's pretty nice. Okay, let's do it right this time. This time I'll just aim at the wall constantly. You know what? No. Let's get up close. So that there's no downtime between me pressing the button and it hitting him. Yeah, this is pretty much the boss fight. A couple of boss fights actually change in Maverick Hunter X to be a bit more like this, in terms of you stun the boss and reset his pattern. Except they have more invincibility, so you can't like stun lock them. You'll just reset their patterns. Man, I like the coloration for Shotgun Ice. It's pretty sweet. Alright, now that we have this weapon, let's head to... Yeah, let's head to Armored Armadillo stage. I don't want to do Launch Octopus right now, because his weakness is Armored Armadillo's weapon, and Launch Octopus is probably the hardest boss in this game. At least, I think it's the hardest boss in this game. This stage is another one with a light capsule and a heart tank and a sub-tank. Kind of forgot about this one as well, although kind of not supposed to know about the light tank in this one, or the light capsule in this one, rather. Because, it's a bit of a secret. It's almost like playground secret worthy. Like, you know, those ones where you say, oh, if you go to, I don't know, this part of the stage at 6 o'clock in the morning on a rainy Tuesday while your toast is burning and you, I don't know, just ate a pizza beforehand, suddenly you'll get a super duper crazy power up or something. It's on that tier. I'll explain it later though, because we can't actually get it right now. We need to have pretty much everything else in the game. All the heart tanks, all the sub tanks, and all of the light, well, all the other light upgrades in order to grab this one. Dang, these guys are dropping a lot of health, which is very nice. So we'll just continue on with the stage. Those dozer type enemies, I guess you could call them. They don't really have drills or anything like that. They have spiked logs, I guess. Either way, those enemies, they go down really quickly to the flame wave, or fire wave rather, and storm tornado. Although you probably want to use storm tornado if you accidentally end up in front of him. If you're behind him, then fire wave is definitely the way to go. It takes him down super quickly. These are pretty exhilarating little roller coasters that you have going on, and they keep your momentum, which I think is really cool. Right, now let's take this guy down. Ow. Fire, fire. There we go. And he's done. Look at that. If you didn't kill him quick enough, you wouldn't be able to get this heart tank up here, because he would have destroyed the wall around here, and you wouldn't be able to jump up there. Well, maybe you can actually if you use Chill Penguin's charged version of the shot. But I don't want to risk that, so I'll just continue on my merry way. There's a lot of slowdown here. I don't think the slowdown was any better in Maverick Hunter X, though I might be recalling that one incorrectly. I haven't played Maverick Hunter X in quite a long time. Speaking of Maverick Hunter X, I didn't say where certain abilities were, like the changed abilities. The head part that I got in Storm Eagle stage, that was the location of the torso part, and I think, let me think, well, I think that's pretty much it actually, because there's that last upgrade, but, well, the second to last upgrade that isn't the super secret special one. And that one's in the same place as before. Armored Armadillo, not a difficult boss. Well, if you have his weapon. If you don't have his weapon, another case of Storm Eagle where if you don't have the dash parts, it's really difficult. You don't have his weapon, he's going to be blocking a lot of your attacks. He's going to retaliate to a bunch of your attacks, and when he's rolling around at the speed of sound, he'll be invincible. So you want to get the electric spark before dealing with him. Okay, now let's go to Launch Octopus's stage and deal with him. Of course, considering that he is an aquatic animal, we have to do a water level. Luckily for us, well, luckily for me, I don't think this is a bad water level, and I don't dislike water levels, like, automatically. I think this is a pretty good one. And of course, because it's a water level, you can jump super high when you're underneath the water, and you float down very slowly, which I always like about water levels. These little no, not starfish, what am I saying? Seahorses. Seahorse-eye. The places that they come out of the ground was pretty, like, easy to see in Maverick Hunter X. This version of the game, though, it's a little difficult. Oh, I want that health, and I'll tank the hit to take it. Oh, I thought I killed him. That's why he dropped the health. This boss here, or mini-boss rather, pretty simple. Storm Tornado is very effective on him. His little, like, projectile javelin things that he shoots out aren't that big of a deal. If you're using Storm Tornado, you can destroy those while attacking the boss. So, pretty easy. He also has this little searchlight on top. I don't recall what move he uses if he actually lets that searchlight touch you. Like, oh no. Well, that's the problem with the second version of the boss. There are spikes, that will instantly kill you, a la, well, as was in pretty much every other Mega Man game. Nah, I don't want to show it off. I'll just stand behind you and spam Storm Tornado. I will take damage, but I'll be safe, and that is fine by me. If I could kill him any faster, that'd be nice, though. Never mind. Okay. No Storm Tornado. Maybe the flame thing? Well, I have a bunch of Storm Tornado left, actually. Oh, here's the spotlight. Let's show it off. You see me? Oh, he blows me away. That's like... Oh, and then he sucks me back in. That's not very effective either way. Well, when he's sucking you in, just make sure that you... Oh, he's blowing me away again. Like, why is he doing that? He never really does that. But, yeah, if he's sucking you in, just let him do it so that you don't get hit by the spikes or anything like that. Or you could just jump super high, and that will get you out of harm's way. Or dash against it, but dashing is kind of dangerous because you never know when he's going to stop. And when he does stop, it might be over a pit or something, and it's kind of dangerous to deal with. I believe this will eventually start up, yes. And there is a life. No, just a bunch of health. Well, I'll take the health for my sub-tanks. Now this one will lead me... No. This one will lead you to another boss-type dealio. Just have to destroy the eyeball here. I think flames are the best bet for this one. Yeah, that took him down pretty fast. And now we sink down into a secret little area that houses the heart tank. First, though, we have to deal with this boss here, if you'll appear. There he is. A dragon. Just gotta hit his head or his tail in order to do damage to him. I believe as you do damage to him, the lights will change, so he'll, like, they'll go from blue to, like, yellow to red, and that's how you know how much health he has left. He might also speed up, though I don't really recall that. No? Can't hit him from here? Okay. I should try out a different weapon on him. Let's go with fire on his tail here. Nope. Completely ineffective. Alright, regular buster shots it is. Take him down. It's kind of long. Kind of annoying because of the slowdown. I definitely remember this one not slowing down in Maverick Hunter X. If you're up in the air and like riding on the dragon and suddenly he dies or suddenly you don't have a place to stand on, then I would recommend following these pillars or whatever in the background. Oh, I guess this one doesn't change color. That must be only in Maverick Hunter X. But yeah, the pillars in the background note these safe spaces, so if you stand near those, then you'll be fine. And there's our heart tank. Just one more to go, as I recall. Very nice. Oh, why am I shotgun ice? Change, thank you. Sadly, you have to deal with the same boss again. Although this version, he likes to fly a lot lower, so you could get a few more pot shots on him. Oh, something special about the fully charged shot when you have the Buster upgrade, it actually forms a sort of circle around you when you use it. And that circle that forms can damage enemies, so if something's slightly behind you or you're inside of an enemy essentially and you let off a charge shot, it will damage them. I think that's pretty much the end of the stage. We just press on and face off with Launch Octopus. Let me guess. Storm? No, not Storm Tornado. Homing Torpedo, where... Wait, where is it? Oh, he has Homing Torpedo. It's Rolling Shield that I need to use against him. That is correct. I don't know if he'll be able to show it off, so I'll talk about it now. But he has an attack where he spins around rapidly, and when he does this attack, oh my god, it's like a bullet hell with all these projectiles going on. Here it is. This attack. It is pretty much impossible to do anything when that attack is going on. You need to run away from it if you don't have the dash parts. Yeah, and it's even slightly pulling me in, I can tell. So, another case of don't have dash parts, don't have the ability to do effectively against this boss. Especially if he jumps like right above you when he starts to spin. He goes down while the little vortex is still active, and so you'll pretty much get hit by him. With all these upgrades though, he never stood a chance. Was that a meme? I don't remember. And now we have the homing torpedo, which is the weakness of Boomerang Kawinger. Now then, final of the 8 Maverick stages, Sting Chameleon. Another kind of difficult boss, in my opinion, though not as difficult as Launch Octopus, and the stage is pretty easy too. It does have the lumberjack type enemies from Chill Penguin stage. I wonder why they were even there in Chill Penguin stage. It's not like there was any wood or anything. There's also Mets, or Metools, Metars, whatever they're called, in this game. And in this stage specifically, they're little wood variants, where their helmets are instead wood, and, well, excuse me. And instead of shooting out pellets, they shoot worms. Here we have a bit of a mini-boss, a non-mandatory one, because the reward for defeating him is actually the last of the normal light upgrades. Doesn't really do that much damage, he just did 2 pellets of health right there. And his pattern is pretty simple to follow. It doesn't have many projectiles, it just has that grapple hook, which if it does touch a wall, he can grip the wall and pull himself toward it, so you gotta watch out for that. I don't think the chain itself is what hurts you, it's the claw, so be careful if he decides to, you know, pull himself toward a wall while you're still in between the claw and the chain itself. Also be careful in general if you're in between the claw and the chain, because the claw's eventually going to come back. Do I have him in a loop? Is that what's going on here? It looks like I do. And despite him not having a health bar, you can see that there's smoke coming off of him. The more health you take down, the more smoke will come off, as I recall. Maybe, again, that's me remembering Maverick Hunter X instead of this one. But, yeah, pretty simple boss. Oh, I wanted to test if the chain actually did hurt me, if I was just speaking out of my butt. Do the chain thing. I think when he stomps on the ground, he does cause a sort of, well, not really shockwave, but it causes an effect where you're stunned for a little bit. Flame Mammoth also did that, where after he jumped, he would slam onto the ground, and if you were on the ground, then you'd get stunned and you'd be free for the pickings. But now we have the final piece of armor, the torso armor, fully completing our set, making the coolest armor in any Mega Man X game. Looks so cool. And it reduces the damage we take by half. Let me through. Can I not? Oh, okay. Well, now we gotta head down here, and you need the foot parts for this. For one thing, I think you need it to perform a dash jump in this area, and for another thing, gotta destroy these blocks. So just use the head part for that one. And, yeah, dash jump works. I think you might be able to use Chill Penguin's ability to give yourself some extra distance before you decide to dash jump if you don't have the water there. But I don't want to risk it, and you know, maybe it doesn't even work. Maybe I'm just lying to the wonderful viewers. In Maverick Hunter X, there were rocks that would fall from the ceiling that didn't turn into these little rock dudes. They would just straight up hurt you, unless you had the head upgrade, because if you had that, then you could instead destroy the blocks yourselves and you wouldn't take any damage. It's kind of weird, these trees. Like, they stop you from jumping after a certain, or at a certain height. Well, they did. Maybe it's this that's above me. I'm just being dumb. Yeah, it's probably that. Get on my face. Oh, he dropped 2 things. Oh, I guess because the worm dropped a thing and then he dropped a thing. I'm not going to deal with you. I will take this life, though, because I lost, like, 2 of them in a... I don't even remember where it was. It was in a Launch Octopus's stage. We got another big mech suit thing. The mech suit can dash, even if you don't have the dash upgrade, so that's pretty neat. And also, if you have a mech suit, when there are other mech dudes in front of you, or ahead of you rather, they will be in theirs already, but if you aren't in one, then they won't be in theirs, and you have a chance to kill them and take theirs. And here is the boss room. He's weak to the boomerang cutter, so let's equip that real fast. And then take him down. Boomerang cutter is also another one of X's abilities that appears in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I guess is a sort of representative of Maverick, no, not Maverick Hunter X, of X1, is what I was trying to say. And there's his Chameleon Sting ability that we're going to be stealing. Oh, dang. One thing about the boomerang cutter, well, 2 things about it actually. If it returns to you, you get your weapon energy back. And if, oh come on, I want to aim in the other direction. If you're in the air and move down before the boomerang starts returning to you, then it will also move down. Like, it won't do the normal arc of going up and then back to you. Which is useful for getting the sub-tank in, what was the stage? It was Spark Mandrill stage, yes. But when it comes to fighting this boss, considering that he stays above you a bunch of the time, it's kind of annoying. Thankfully, you do stun him when you use the, well, not really stun, you kind of knock him back when you use Boomerang Cutter, which is very nice. And there he goes, that's the end of this boss. If you notice, when X gets hit now, he'll actually put his arms in a cross in front of him to, like, guard himself. I think that's only when he takes minor damage, though. If he takes major damage, he'll still, like, do the animation where he's flying backwards, or have the sprite where he's flying backwards, because it's not really an animation, it's just kind of a single sprite. Okay, now that we've beaten all the stages, we rendezvous with Zero, even though, like, why was his text blue? When we were in the intro stage, everyone's text was their color. X's was blue, Zero's was red, and what's-his-face, Vile's was purple. Yes, that is Vile's color. That enemy right there. Okay, I'm going to be grinding a little bit on this enemy. Not sure if I want to edit it out, because I kind of don't want to edit this video at all. I don't really feel like it. But the enemy here, I think he's meant to be from, or it's meant to be from the original Mega Man. Like, their bat-type enemies. And it very often drops lives. So if you want to grind them up, which I want to do for what I'm going to do later in the stage, probably want to kill him a bunch. Am I at max lives? Well, I'm at 8. It's close enough. I don't need every single life. I'll kill him one more time. Oh, I got a life. Well, it only took one more. And luckily I said it as soon as I was going to take that one more. But we need to get to the end of the stage in order to trigger what's going on. So let's just blaze on through. I'm not even going to care about that enemy behind me. We're just going to dash and jump. Oh, I know I was talking about this before, but I didn't really finish my thought on it. In later X games, when you perform a dash attack, or not a dash attack, just a dash, you'll have little, like, silhouettes behind you, and when you hold down the dash button, you'll actually perform dash jumps no matter what. That was a pretty cool, like, not only speedrunning tactic, but I use it a lot in, like, X4 and X5, not in X6 because that's a bad game and I don't like that game. But holding down the button and jumping in order to get some massive distance was pretty dang fun. Alright, let's use Fuego on you so I could get past a little faster. I suppose I could show off some of the actual, like, fully charged Maverick weapon things. This one, it's Pillars of Flame, as you saw there. For this one, let's see, Chameleon Sting here. Well, I'm going to be using this one later, actually, so I don't really need to show it off. But I guess I can. Well, I didn't. I changed my weapon. Okay, that's homing torpedoes. Shotgun ice we already saw. Boomerang cutters is... What? That wasn't the fully charged shot. Whoops. Okay, now... That wasn't boomerang cutter. I swear, these buttons... They're changing without my input. There we go. That's boomerang cutters. Electric Spark, we kind of already saw. Produce 2 walls. Storm Tornado. It's... Let's see. Just a big vertical tornado. Let's just die. Because you have to, in order to do this thing. Maverick Hunter X has slightly different execution, but still is obscure. Let's kill this dude again. The sucky thing about the flame or fire wave is that while you're charging it, you use it. But if you decide to instead like swap to another power in the middle of using, or in the middle of charging rather, your what am I trying to say? Okay, so say you start with the X-Buster and you're charging that. You swap to the Fire Wave once you're done charging the X-Buster, and you don't have to waste any Fire Wave to charge it up. That's what I'm trying to say. That was Rolling Shield. When that's charged up, you get that shield around you. It's pretty cool. It can kill a lot of smaller enemies, and as I recall, it damages larger enemies if it destroys them. Wow. I kind of want to ride that thing. Hopefully it'll respawn if I decide to off-screen it. Yes, it will. Okay. That's good, because you actually need it in order to progress here. Like, you're not going to be able to make this big jump at the end if you don't have the little cart or whatever. And it's not here yet. Well, whatever. What other power haven't I shown yet? I guess Chameleon Sting's the only one. And I guess I could show that off while I'm on the cart, because that's pretty much where it's going to be the most effective. So for now, we'll just die, I think, one more time. Or not die one more time, but get to that area one more time, hopefully. Alright, where's Chameleon Sting? There it is. Charge it up. Let go. You flash a bunch of different colors, and you are invincible. None of these enemies are hurting me. It's for maybe... Actually, I have no idea how long it's for. The sucky thing about it, though, is that... Well, dang. You can't use any other weapons while invincible. Same with Rolling Shield. If you have the shield activated, you can't use any weapons. You can't swap to any other weapons. That's kind of lame. Actually, that's true of every weapon. Like, I'm using Fire Wave right now. I'm pressing the switch button, it won't let me switch. I have the Rolling Shield on screen, it won't let me switch. Chameleon Sting on screen. Even if I have, like, the fully charged X-Buster shot on screen, I can't shoot any more shots, like, while it's still there. Well, I can't charge any more shots. Like, I'm holding the button right now, and it's not letting me charge a shot. But then it's off screen, I can charge again. And hopefully this is it. Yes, yes it is. Haha, it's time. You see Dr. Light's wearing something a little different now. And as we step in, we get the ultimate attack in any Mega Man X game. There it is. And I love his little adorable Hadouken that he says. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. A neat touch in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I keep going back to that game, but I like X. I like X in that game, so I'm going to talk about X in that game. When he uses his taunt, he actually does the motion of the Hadouken, but he doesn't actually shoot it. However, if you have his install on, which gives you, the Armor of Light, which is what we're wearing right now, he will actually perform a very tiny Hadouken. It has basically no range, it does 100 damage. And again, it's a taunt, so you're not actually supposed to use it, but it's still so nice a touch. I really like it. Okay, this section right here, let's charge up and get Rolling Shield on, because there's going to be some enemies that will attack me. I don't want to take their little kamikaze shots. Not really. Oh no. That was supposed to be a dash jump. Oh well. What I was trying to say is that the Rolling Shield instantly kills those enemies, so I don't have to deal with them. Ah, dang. Also, a thing about the Hadouken. You can't perform it if you're not at full health. So if you take a hit, you're done. Well, you're not done. You still have, you know, your regular attacks and stuff. But you won't be able to perform it. You won't be able to instantly kill everything that's in your way. Except for certain enemies. I believe the final boss can't be killed by the Hadouken in this version of the game, but it can in Maverick Hunter X or something like that. Maybe swap that. I have no idea. My memory, it's just so bad. Right, where is Rolling Shield? There it is. Okay. This time, let's dash jump properly. This were X4, I could just hold down the button, wouldn't be a problem. Okay. See? He's dead. You can alternatively use Chameleon Sing. Did I say Chameleon Sing? Chameleon Sting in order to get past this area. But I don't really... Oh, there it was again. No dash jump. But I prefer the Rolling Shield because these enemies aren't going to destroy it. It's indefinite while you're using it. Well, the Rolling Shield actually did quite a lot of damage to this little sentry bot. Like, it took one pellet after that in order to kill him. Not really sentry bot, just a little turret. That's what I wanted to say, turret bot. I think this might be the vertical section. No, it's not. Okay. Just some minor enemies. My sub-tanks are all filled, so I don't actually need to... Oh, that might be what it is. You need to fill up all your sub-tanks in order to get the Hadouken or something like that. Like, be at full health and... Well, no, not be at full health. Just get all the sub-tanks and fill them up. However, in Maverick Hunter X, all you need to do is get every weapon... Well, now I have to edit this video because I was interrupted. Got a package at my door. Anyway, as I was saying, with Maverick Hunter X, all you need to do in order to get the Hadouken in that game is get through Armored Armadillo stage without getting hit. And then you just, you know, you make it there. Dr. Light in his gi tells you some stuff. He actually does his own Hadouken, but it doesn't shoot anything, it just causes a shockwave. And that's pretty much... Well, excuse me. That's pretty much how that happens in that game. Come on, take me down. This is another vile fight where you have to lose. Yeah. In Maverick Hunter X, the vile fight didn't actually happen in the first stage. It instead happened in Sigma's third stage. And also, it was slightly different. You don't actually fight Vile while he's in the mech. You fight him straight up, like, while he's out of it. Because, basically, that fight was just a cutscene in that game. And now we have the real Vile fight. He's a pretty interesting boss, although mostly because he's playable. In Maverick Hunter X, he's the second character, so that's the reason I find him interesting. He has a few abilities. He can shoot things from his little shoulder cannon. He can shoot down bombs from his legs, and I'm not sure if he does the hand bullets thing here, if that's a solely, whatchamacallit, a solely Maverick Hunter X thing. Yeah, it probably is. There are the bombs I was talking about. But the cutscene that I just played, in Maverick Hunter X, it's... How should I put this? There's gonna be something good waiting for you after you beat the boss. Obviously, Zero's dead body is not a good thing. But if you don't have the arm upgrades by this point, Zero will actually give you his arm upgrades. And in this version of the game, that just means getting the purple charge shot. But in that version of the game, in Maverick Hunter X, you'll actually get a red charge shot that is more powerful. Okay, whoa, things are going a little crazy from these springs. But yeah, I really like the red charge shot. It does more damage, 4 things of health instead of 3. It's Zero's shot that he uses in the intro of that game, so that also makes it pretty dang cool. Let's use Chameleon Sting here because I do not want to deal with all these enemies. And, I don't know, it's just cool having a little piece of Zero with you, because X and Zero are totally just friends. At least I kind of think. Well, whatever. Boss refight. This is the first one against Boomerang Kuwanger, and we now have the weapon that he's weak against, so I guess I could just equip that and use it. Homing Torpedo does what the name implies, homes in on enemies. It's not that powerful. The charge shot, as I showed, sends out like 4 or 5 little homing projectiles at the enemy. And they all go in like a spread shot. So, pretty good range on that. Not sure about the damage though. I don't really use any weapons, as I said, besides the Flame or Fire Wave and the Storm Tornado. I believe the way the boss order works, and something a little annoying that this game does is... Aw, dang it. Well, I think I could get that if I use this. Ah, well, it disappeared anyway. Either way, what I was trying to say is that what this game does that I don't like, and that the first Mega Man also did, is make it so you have to fight the bosses as you progress through the rooms. Like, you'll fight a boss, and then have a couple of rooms, and then a boss, and then have a couple of rooms. That's kind of annoying to me. I prefer having all of my bosses in one big room. Here is Boss Spider, I don't know what to call him. Basically, I don't remember the name of this game, but I've played it before. I'm not that great at it. You have to predict where he's going to fall, and once you do predict it, then you shoot him at the point where he did fall. I believe he's weak to... Ah, dang. I messed up my prediction there. I believe he's weak to the Shotgun Ice in Maverick Hunter X, but not in this version of the game or something like that. I definitely know it stuns him in Maverick Hunter X, or maybe just any shot stuns him. Let me use one of these sub-tanks, and it doesn't even fill me back to full health. Well, at least I might be able to get a Dukin off on him. Oh, I didn't do the motion correctly. Let's see. There. Nope. Again, didn't do the motion. There. No, come on. Oh, I'm not at full health. Duh. I'll just use a second sub-tank. I want to do it. Ah, crap. Spiders. Ah! I got hit. You know what? Screw it. No Hadouken. We're just gonna straight up kill him. Well, I kind of do decent damage with my regular shot anyway. Or my charge shot. If I could actually hit the dang thing, and his babies don't drop health for me, it's kind of lame. Alright, gotta focus. There we go. Let's actually look. Oh, he's gonna end up right where I am. I was a little too late on that prediction. Oh, he's obviously not gonna end up over here, so let's just... There we go. I think the way your 3rd level charge works in, what was it? Maverick Hunter X also changes. You need to hit with all 3 parts of the shot. Like, as you can see, it's kind of a splitting shot. You need to hit with all 3 in order to do damage to whatever you're trying to do damage to. In this version, just hitting them with one of them causes them to become invincible, and, you know, hitting them with the other 2 doesn't really matter. I'm taking him down pretty decently now. And he gets faster as the boss fight goes on. The most annoying thing probably is when he, like, stops for a sec in the middle of falling down in order to summon his little babies. The babies in general are just the most annoying thing about this boss fight. I'll take the death because I still want to get that Hadouken off on him. I'm not doing a very good show of my skill in Maverick Hunter. Not Maverick. I keep saying Maverick Hunter X in Mega Man X. Ah, spiders. Nope, the Hadouken took a little too long to start there. Nope. I'm gonna get it. Let's see, where's he gonna fall? Ah, that was too early. Maybe it just doesn't work on him. Ah, crap. Well, I got hit, so now I can't do it. I will kill a boss with a Hadouken, I swear. But for now, this guy can, you know, live without dying of Hadouken. No, I'll try Shotgun Ice. I'll see if that does like 3 or so pellets, because charge and shot, kind of annoying. I didn't actually look that time, so let's see. And he didn't get hit by me that time. Yeah, if he hits you, you're basically not getting a shot off on him. I don't want to edit this boss down. Oh, that actually did do a decent chunk of damage, so I will continue using it. Ah, crap. Well, he hasn't sent out any babies recently, so that's pretty nice. Oh, and just going straight down. That would have been perfect for a Hadouken. Nah, crud. He's going fast. Okay. There. Ah. And Shotgun Ice doesn't really work well on the babies either. Okay. That one was an easy one. The game's kind of pitying me now. See, there to there. Alright, one more shot. We'll do the trick. There. Ah, crud. One more shot to me will do the trick too. Well, at least he's staying on that side. Whew. Okay. That was quite the chore. But we beat it. So now we can just exit the area and go on to the next of the Sigma boss castle area. I guess it's a castle. Sigma headquarters? I don't know what to call it. Let's go back in. And this time, we're actually inside the facility. I like that little touch. That's something that the Mega Man games have gotten pretty right. Like, well, not right, but when you're in the final castle, there's a bit of continuity between the levels. Like, oh, in the first level, you're infiltrating the castle. You're outside. In the second one, you're actually inside, and yada yada yada. Oh, I think the walls... No, they don't close in on you here. I might be thinking of a later game entirely. This is probably Chill Penguin. Yep. Well, now we get to wreck him with his weakness. Oh, he's gonna jump toward me. I can tell. Or not. You do his little diving thing. Honestly, using his weakness versus his actual, like... or versus the actual X-Buster doesn't do that much of a difference. He still gets stunned by both. I don't mind if I get frozen. As long as I could kill him faster. Ah, my reach wasn't quite there. You can also destroy these. I don't think I showed that off in the original version of this boss fight. Yeah, I'm kind of being cocky here. I have full health and a ton of defense now, so I can afford to take a bunch of hits. I probably shouldn't be doing that, though, because there's more level to do. I think all of the levels were also different in Maverick Hunter X. Like, this second level here, it started off with you going down, and then you got one of these robot armor things, and there were breakable blocks that you could destroy with a few punches of the robot armor. Or I believe, like, you could use Storm Tornado. Well, you could use any weapon, as long as it was rapid fire. Ah, it's stuck in the wall again. Oh, I got it this time. Okay, let's see. Should I have chosen this side? Well, I don't really care. I could deal with anything they throw my way. And they both lead to the same place anyway, so doesn't matter. All the way up in the air. I wonder who we're fighting this time. Let's... Well, actually, no. I don't want the charged version of it. I just want the regular version. While Chameleon Sting is this guy's weakness, It's honestly not that effective of a weapon against him. Like, when he shoots out his babies, can't really deal with a bunch of them at a time. Especially if you're up close and personal. Really not going to take any of them out because it starts off as a single shot and then splits off into 3. In Maverick Hunter X, I believe it starts off as 3, and you can also change the direction of it in Maverick Hunter X. Like if you press up, there will be one going straight in front of you, one going at like a 30-degree angle upward, and then one going at 60 upward. And then same with holding down, except reflected along the x-axis. Can't even kill these guys in one hit. Let's see, what shall I use? Yeah, I'll just go regular X-Buster. Pot-shotted. Let me throw. No health? No health. Alright. Another boss fight? Or is this one actually, like, the boss of this level? Oh, it totally is. And this... It's quite the weird boss. Like, I don't even know what this is supposed to be reminiscent of. Because, you know, Mavericks are supposed to be animals, and Robot Masters from the original games are supposed to be just, like, an element or whatever. Or some sort of... just something man, you know? This thing is just kind of weird. It has a weird name, too. It's like Rangda Bangda. Which, don't know what that means. I know there is, like, an actual mythological being called Rangda. I don't know about Bangda. Either way, the way this boss works is that, depending on the eye, it will perform different attacks. The green eye will shoot one pellet at you, the blue eye will try to run into you, and the red eye will shoot a trio of pellets at you. And then the nose here, once the walls have closed in, will bounce off of the walls to try and attack you. Depending on where it starts, yeah. You can see which, like, what the trajectory of the nose bit is going to be as it starts flying. So, make sure you're not in one of the corners. Oh, yeah, I was in the wrong corner there just now. Should have dashed to the other one. I don't think I need that much health. Whoa, 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 whoa. Still want to use it. Depending on which eyes you destroy first, different things will happen. Like, I think the blue eye will get, like, a second charge off at you. Like, he'll dash into you again. The red eye might shoot a second salvo, and same with the green eye. I think the green eye actually changes slightly in Maverick Hunter X, where it shoots a pellet and it also chases after you, which can be kind of annoying, I guess. And once you destroyed both of the eyes, I think the nose area will stay closed. So you can't, like, basically you just have to deal with the nose is what I'm trying to say. But if you kill the nose first, I think the area closes just slightly, and you still have to deal with the eyes, something like that. I don't know, I don't remember. I also might be thinking of Mega Man X5 because they bring this boss back for that game. Oh my god, it's happening. I am not a happy camper. Well, that's one eye gone. Oh, the red one's chasing after me now. Yeah, you should really deal with the eyes before dealing with the nose. The nose is the easiest one to deal with. Either way, I made it through at the use of one of my sub-tanks. On to Sigma Castle Stadium Level 3 Coliseum. Whatever. To it. And also, I think we have... Wait, let me think. How many Mavericks have we beaten so far? The last one was Stormule? So does that mean we're going to have 4 in this area? Because I don't think the last one has, like, a bunch of bosses in it. I don't even remember. Let's go for the Electric Spark. I really should pause the game to change my weapons so that I don't take any pot shots while in the middle of fighting dudes. Once you do hit him with Electric Spark and take his armor off, the regular shots can damage him. Well, not damage him, but like stun him, as I recall. But I'm going to keep using Electric Spark because it is technically his weakness. Can you stop? Do I need to shoot you to make you stop? I think that was a thing in Maverick Hunter X where if you shoot him, like do enough damage, he will stop, like the next time he goes for the ground or something like that. Alright, I'm done with you. Again, took away more than half my health on the first boss of this area. Swap to normal X. Take down these pickaxe wielding dudes. I believe the second stage was also pretty different. Or no, not the second stage, the third stage in Maverick Hunter X was also pretty different, where I think you... Let me try to recall this. Okay. Second stage was inside, kind of underground-ish, like you had to destroy stuff. Third stage, I think, was fire-based. Or at least there was a fire-based section in it that was very akin to Flame Mammoth stage. And also at the end, there was like a, kind of looked like a palace, which was kind of weird. And you fought Zero. Well, not Zero, you fought Vile in the third stage. And then you also fought the actual boss of the third stage. So you had two bosses, one right after another. Which also happens in the first stage of this one. You have Vile, and then you have the boss spider, or bow spider, I don't know. Alright, let's head on down, and I think I can use Boomerang Cutter to retrieve a couple of goodies after I kill this guy. Let's use it to grab nothing. Okay. Come on. There. That's one. And that's two. Let's press on. Wait, is this Spark Mandrill? There's only one room between these. I guess they did throw off 4 at the end. And for some reason I thought there was an order to them. Like, you fight, well, you actually got an attack off. And another one. Like, you fought them in order of their weaknesses. Like, if you fought, Flame Mammoth, then the next boss you fight will be the one who's weak to his ability. So you'd fight Chill Penguin. And then after that would be Spark Mandrill. That might be the case in Maverick Hunter X, maybe. Well, now we did. Let's continue. And the final one is... Well, no, that's not the final one. Launch Octopus is next, right? So that would mean... I'm pretty sure I haven't fought Flame Mammoth yet. Have I? I don't recall. Well, if I haven't, we'll just have to deal in this stage. So let's... wait, I'm confused. Okay. Who did I just fight in this stage? I fought Armored Armadillo. I fought... I'm fighting Launch Octopus right now. I fought... What was it that I just fought? I also fought Sting Chameleon, because that's how my Boomerang Cutter was so low. And then just before... Oh, Spark Mandrill, duh, before this. So, there's 5 bosses in this stage? It's kind of weird. It's kind of a lot as well. But that is akin to how Mega Man 1 did it as well, actually, where you fight like 2 bosses on their own, and then you do a rapid fire deal with the last 4 of them, and then you beat the game, or whatever. Okay, now, up here, we need to use Chameleon Sting to get across, so let's just do that real fast. Nice, an extra life as well. And Flame Mammoth. That area that we were just in had those laser things, I think. Nah, they did actually shoot one, so if you have Chameleon Sting on, you're not technically invisible. If you touch those lasers, then they will shoot at you. It would have been a nice touch if they didn't do that. Oh, speaking of nice touches, I think I can, if I do it right. Come on. There we go. You can lob off, or cut off. Why did I say lob? You can cut off Flame Mammoth's nose, and it looks kind of like a pig. That's pretty cool. He can't use his oil ability if you do that, so no more oil on the ground to slow you down. Wait, does it slow you down? I think actually it's if he like hits the floor with fire after you've placed, or after he's placed oil on the ground, it will do the same thing that your charged version of the attack does, where it will like send fire going across the floor or something like that. Or maybe it'll just send like a pillar. I don't quite recall. Also, in Maverick Hunter X, the bosses, if you play on hard mode, have extra moves that they can perform. Like if you fight Flame Mammoth on hard, he will actually use the charged up version of, what's this called again? Fire Wave, where he sends like an actual wave of fire along the ground. This guy is dealing some damage, getting a few hits on me, but I won't die to him. At least I'm like 90% sure I won't die to him. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Ow, that hurt a lot. Okay, just one more charge shot. Just one more charge shot. And there we go. Okay. I don't recall all of the boss's super duper special attacks. The reason I remember Flame Mammoth's is because it's blue flame for his fire wave rather than red flame. But other than that, can't really think of anything. You know, yeah, I know exactly why I can't think of anything. It's because Flame Mammoth is the first Maverick I take on in Maverick Hunter X. And so when I'm playing on hard mode, obviously I'm going to be using, like, the weaknesses of everyone. And because they actually get stunned more in Maverick Hunter X by their weaknesses, I can't actually see what the bosses do because I'm killing them. Alright, let's just kind of hug the wall here. Hopefully get a bunch of health so I can fill up my sub-tanks. Look at that, I'm already 1.5. Ah, come on. I accidentally swapped abilities, so now gotta go back to this. Redo the shield. Then hit him again. Oh, I got extra life that time. I can't actually tell what I'm getting because I'm on top of them. And there's a bit of a delay in the sound department. So, not exactly sure every time. There's more health. I think I got another extra life, actually. I don't need weapon energy. Oh, by the way, if, say, the weapon energy for the current weapon you have is full, or if you're on the regular X-Buster, which doesn't have any weapon energy associated with it, if you get a weapon energy drop from an enemy, then it will go to whatever has the least weapon energy. So it's like the energy equalizer in the other Mega Man games. Except you don't actually need to get the energy equalizer, you just have it on you. Am I good? No, there's still a little more. Another extra life. I think I'm fine. Nope, just, again, a little more. Okay, now I should be fine. No. I'm close. Just give me a little. Come on. Nothing? That was a life. Nothing? Really? Come on. Oh, I'm already full. Never mind. I guess I was getting something, I just didn't notice it. You know, I'll leave this on for now, because I think there's another little caterpillar thing up above. Oh, no there isn't, so I'll take it off and go to my X-Buster, because I am going to Hadouken whatever boss comes next. I will do it. I'm like tempted to make a save state so that I definitely can do it. Okay. Let's take on the dog. Hadouken! Oh, Hadouken! There we go. Look at that. All of its health. Gone. I kind of want to do it to Sigma as well. I think I can do it to Sigma as he is right now. So let me actually run up the wall real fast because I think he's just going to dash straight at me. Okay. While he's doing this attack, I think... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed A instead of B. I screwed it up. Well, this is my method for Sigma anyway. He'll dash up the wall. I just have to hug it, wait for him to go up to a certain point. Then as I'm going down, I get a shot off at him. That's my strategy for dealing with this guy when I can't Hadouken him. Kind of makes me sad. Your shots don't really do that much damage to him. Like, I just did 1 pellet of health, so I have to do this like 20 more times. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Hadouken! No, he blocked it. Sigma is also in... Oh, he blocked it again. In, whatchamacallit? Ow! I'm doing the Hadouken. He's also in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I have not played as him because the people I've played with don't have the DLC, so I don't really know how he works. But if he works anything like Ultron Sigma, kind of annoying. Especially on the hard modes in arcade mode. That's kind of a chore. Alright, now, don't think you can Hadouken this version. So, let's get out his weakness, which is the rolling shield. Climb up the walls, and shoot him in the face. The claws do a lot of damage, so watch out for them. Like, I'm already at half health, and I have 2 sub-tanks, and I was being dumb and screwed up my Hadoukens, so... Whew. Okay. It's not that difficult, to be honest. It's just he does a lot of damage. Oh, I'm at 1 health. And again, doesn't fill me up to full. Kinda lame. Alright, let me get up this wall. Stupid hand. Come on. Or at least let the other hand attack me so I can get on top of it or something. No? Nothing? Guess not. Okay. Oh, there it is. Alright, perfect. Let's hit him in the face. Hit him in the face. Ow. Hit him in the face. Well, this is going by a lot more smoothly than at the beginning. Just 1 more hit will do the trick. And there we go. That's Mega Man X beat. I guess I could show the credits. There isn't much to talk about while I'm doing the credits, though. Because, kind of said everything I needed to say in this 1 hour-and-a-half long video. I can't actually see the timer right now, so I don't know how long it actually is. But yeah, that's Mega Man X, and here comes X's monologue, I guess. Is that a monologue, or is it a soliloquy? No, it's a soliloquy, because he's by himself. I think this is X speaking, unless it's a narrator. Either way, I guess I could talk about the character of X and why I like him so much. It's pretty similar to why I like the original Mega Man. He's fighting, but he doesn't want to fight. He's a pacifist, you know. He wants peace first and foremost, but what I like about him is that he's still willing to fight, even though he is a pacifist. Like, when there is fighting happening and when there's someone in danger, he'll still fight. He's not gonna not fight because he's against violence. Unless you're Mega Man X7X, in which he actually does do that. That's why I really don't like that game. It's kind of ruins the character of X for me. But yeah, X is a cool dude, as is the original Mega Man. Although Mega Man, it's a little different because the first game he was fighting his actual, like, well, I don't want to call them siblings, but they were creations by the same person as his own creator for the first game. While in this game, you don't really get to know that the Mavericks are actually friends of X until Maverick Hunter X, where they actually say, hey, you know, these guys were part of the Maverick Hunters. Although I guess you could see that Sigma was one of the Maverick Hunters when it came to X4. I believe they actually did elaborate on that backstory a little bit. That's something this game doesn't do as well as I'd like. It doesn't have very much backstory, at least it doesn't have the backstory immediately like in the game. Maverick Hunter X does have that with that little Day of Sigma anime that I really like, because I get to hear more of Mark Gatha's X, and I'll never be able to hear that again. Are they really just called Blank Stage? Yeah, Factory Stage, Sky Stage. I could have sworn they actually had, like, names. Gallery Stage? What stage would that even be? Like, Tower Stage, you could tell that that's Boomerang Kawanger Stage. Anyway, that was Mega Man X. Kind of a weird, sort of chill game for me. I mean, I did die a bunch, but that was because I was being chill. Like, I wasn't paying as much attention as I really should have been. This commentary was kind of chill too. Like, I didn't have any notes for it. I just kind of started and then finished. And that was that. I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm going to be doing anything like this for quite some time. Maybe if I find another super short game to do. But I doubt I'll find anything like that. Well, maybe actually one of the original Mega Man games, except Mega Man 2. Never playing Mega Man 2. Because it's everyone's favorite Mega Man game and I'm a contrarian like that. I just don't want to have it on my channel. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a rebellious thing, I suppose. Oh, Vile. Vile was also part of the Maverick Hunters at one point, and then became a Maverick himself. And there's a little cool shot of X with the Buster doing the dash. Yeah. Man, X is so cool. This armor is so cool. I'm using the armor in the thumbnail for this video, because there's not a sprite, like a portrait for X. Well, kind of just bumped my pop filter just there. There's a portrait for X when he's in the armor in, well, not in Maverick Hunter X, but I think it was made for Maverick Hunter X. And I really like the way that portrait looks, so I think I'm going to be using that. Or maybe I'll just use the regular one for, like the regular X for Maverick Hunter X, and then I'll use the armored version of Maverick Hunter X's X for when I actually do Maverick Hunter X, because I plan on doing that. Like, the reason I decided to skip through all the dialogue and all that junk was because I plan on doing Maverick Hunter X at some point. Probably not soon. After this game, there's going to be a bunch of Let's Plays in between this one and that one. But I will do Maverick Hunter X, and for that one I will not skip any dialogue because I'm going to be listening to that voice acting, alright? You can't stop me. In fact, I think I'm going to look up a video of the voice acting right now. Probably just the end of the game, where it's like, where X is yelling at Sigma. Well, can I not press any buttons? Guess I can't. Well, that was a really intense scene, is all I'm going to say. Play Maverick Hunter X and get to that point, because it's really good. Oh, it actually did progress. Oh, okay. Alright. I actually didn't know this was here. This little foreshadowing dealio. Yeah, Sigma is definitely not dead. He's kind of less a robot and more of a virus that can spread and affect multiple robots. So, yeah, Sigma ain't dying anytime soon. And possibly with the release of Mega Man 11, there might be a Mega Man X9, and then we get to see Sigma come back and Ganondorf it all up in this place. Now can I, like, press some buttons? Is it done now? Can't actually tell. Is there any music happening right now? I'm just gonna turn the volume up a little bit. Huh. Guess not. Well, that's the end of this Let's Play. Hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll watch whatever I have coming up next. So thank you for watching.